Before I begin today's video, I want to give a shout out to Caleb's Cave of Collectibles for being a $5 or above tier member. And you as well can join my YouTube membership program by clicking in the link in the description below. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Sector for Nerds. Today I'm here to give you guys my thoughts on Star Wars The Bad Batch Season 3, Episodes 10 and 11. Make sure you guys like this video and subscribe to the channel. A lot of great content going up on my channel, you guys, right now over the past couple months. More great content is going to continue to go up in the future. Definitely don't want to miss any of it. All right, you guys, let's talk about these two episodes. So the first episode, you guys, I feel like I don't have as much to say. This episode was all about Emerie, and I feel like we can just kind of get into the Bad Batch Member of the Week segment right here, you guys. I feel like it has to be Emerie, mainly because there are really no other Bad Batch members in this episode. But I think what this episode showed is that she's definitely going to end up helping the Bad Batch, and I guess specifically Omega when it comes time. She has to go pick up a Force-sensitive child that was captured by none other than Cad Bane. And they said, like, oh, we're sending a Class 1 bounty hunter. I'm like, oh, okay. Interesting. And the door opens and I'm like, oh, yep, it's Bane. Yeah, this is the episode where we learn that Tantus has Force-sensitive children that all have high M counts. I wrote in my notes when watching this episode, you, Scorch. This dude was like, man, just, oh, why? Why do you do this? Oh yeah, we got Tarkin back in this episode as well. I think Tarkin's getting a little worried about Hemlock. Notice how Tarkin wanted to know about the project so then he could be like, oh, well, then I can just take this over. Like, in his mind, that's what he was thinking. Just like with the Death Star thing, right? Krennic does all the work, and then Tarkin swoops in at the very end and is like, all right, I'm gonna take over this project now.
We stand here amidst my achievement, not yours!
Because he likes his power. He's basically like one of the top people in the Empire. If the clones end up taking over Tantus, like, I could see it being a situation where, like, the Empire just sends a bunch of people to destroy everyone there, like, even Hemlock, and Tarkin could just, like, boil it down to, oh, well, there was an attack, we did what had to be done, you know? Just like with the Scarif thing. And I guess to just cap off this episode, like, at the very end, Emerie gives Omega's toy to one of the children. Because she did feel bad, right, for lying, and she obviously didn't know that there were children being kept here, and she was obviously very upset about that. But that was just part one of this 2-episode arc, because then we've got the second episode, which really made me mad. And I guess, like, mad in the sense that, like, it's a good story, but, like, because everything that happens in it just, oh, it annoyed me, because I didn't want to see Omega get captured. I didn't want to see Pabu get invaded. Let's be honest here. I think we all knew that eventually Pabu was going to get found by the Empire and that they were going to mess it up. Because we can't have any peaceful planets out there that are just doing their own thing. Like, the Empire just has to ruin everything. And that's exactly what they did here. And it made me mad. But what made me mad from the case of Omega in Crosshair is just like, why would you just go along with this plan to get captured and be like, oh, well, they're gonna find your tracker. And it's like, well, give me a different tracker. But then it's like, the tracker is on her, Omega gives it up, and then Crosshair goes to put another tracker on and he misses. Like, how was that your plan? Surely you would have had something a little bit more creative than just like, well, I'm just gonna chance this on me planting a tracker on the ship, and then, I mean, I guess the TK troopers did show up at the end, so it kind of messed up his timing. But still, man, it's like, why would you take such a massive risk like that? You just got her back and now she's gone again. Now, that being said, I do believe that Omega, she's going to end up being there with those Force-sensitive kids. That's why we introduced them in this episode. And then Emerie's going to help them as well. Ultimately, this is going to come down to the clones invading Tantus, right? Like, I think that's what we've been setting up at this point. Also, another thing that annoyed me about this episode is the freaking Marauder got destroyed. Man, what is it with Star Wars, man, and just getting us invested in these ships, whether it's the Razor Crest, whether it's the Marauder, and then they just destroy them. Why? So now the Bad Batch has no way off-world. They were gonna steal a gunship, but then that fails. That Imperial clone operative that was there ends up destroying the pilot that's in the gunship. Like, he saw that Hunter was attacking and he's like, all right, well, I'm not letting him get away with this, and then he just shoots the pilot. And it's funny because they were gonna leave the planet, were the Bad Batch. They were following Ventress's advice that they weren't as safe as they thought they were. And apparently everyone that parks on Pabu all parks in the same parking spot, which is that one cave. Omega ended up leaving Tech's goggles and that doll that she would carry around with her in season 1 a lot. She left that in the Pabu vault. And unfortunately, I think the Empire's just going to end up taking whatever's in there, because I don't think they have any intentions on leaving Pabu. They're like, oh, a planet that's not being run by the Empire? We gotta change that. I freaking hate that so much, man. So now I think our only safe haven from the Empire at this point would be, that we know of anyway, would be Tanalorr, right? Assuming the Empire doesn't find that and mess that up too eventually. But I cannot wait for that third installment of the Jedi games. I did appreciate that Hunter knew that something was off. He's got good senses like that, you know what I'm saying? But unfortunately it was a little too late, as, you know, the Marauder gets destroyed and Wrecker ends up passing out in the process, which I think was probably a good way to take Wrecker off the field in this episode. Because then you could have asked yourself the question, like, well, why couldn't have Wrecker just, like, wrecked everyone in there? No pun intended. Just kidding, pun 100% intended. And just, like, messed everybody up, but, you know, the fact that he was passed out the entire episode, there was nothing he could do. Dude, the way that Hunter took down that first TK Trooper, though, that was slick. Yeah, the episode ends with Omega getting captured again, and here we are. Of the 2 episodes that we got, I thought the first one was okay. I did like the second episode, but just story-wise, it just made me so mad. I mean, mad just, like, and when I say mad, you guys, I don't mean mad as in, like, I hate the show. I mean, like, I'm mad because it's a good story of what they're doing right now. And I understand Omega thinking that all of this is happening because of her. And in her mind, she thinks like, okay, well, if I turn myself in, I can not only stop the Empire from doing stuff to Pabu, but I can also lead my brothers to Tantis so we can free the rest of our brothers. But just next time, come up with a better tracker plan. So yeah, you guys, I think that's all I've got to say about these 2 episodes. I don't think anything was ever going to top last week's episode. You know, try to follow that up with Asajj Ventress. I mean, that episode was too good. But you guys gotta let me know in the comments below what you thought of these 2 episodes. Did you like them, not like them, feeling different about them? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. And be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, share this video with others to help support the channel, and I will see you guys next time.